Este vídeo analiza cómo Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone dominó los 400 metros con vallas y el 400 metros plano en dos grandes citas de 2025, mostrando por qué está en otra dimensión del atletismo mundial.
In the hurdle event. Just need to judge this right, the athletes. I think Sydney will certainly be able to do that. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, done this so many times. Such a great exponent over all the sprints, never mind with there's hurdles in the way. Rochelle Clayton, 32-year-old Jamaican, has run a flat 400 already this year, in a fairly swift 52.3 thereabouts. Not too far off that personal best you can see in the caption. Andrenette Knight, her teammate, similarly indoors for her though, 52.8. Normally you run quicker outdoors than indoors. So this is Peters of the Netherlands, a big part of the Dutch very successful 4x4 and mixed 4x4 squad that does so well at Olympics and Worlds. And then Cassandra Tate of the USA on the inside. Just might find the others moving away from her here, particularly I think with Peters in the lane 3. Just got held a little bit longer by the starter there, but they're away and gone. McLaughlin-Levrone already making ground, and we've just had a pull-up from Rochelle Clayton, who's pulled up in the first 100 meters, maybe trying to hang on to the American, who knows. Going very quickly, Cassandra Tate, right on the inside, has started exceptionally quickly through the first 200 meters, but it's McLaughlin-Levrone out in lane 6, smoothly making her way around the top end. Cassandra Tate, eyed on the inside, has run an excellent first 300, but is she going to pay for that as they come into the wind in the home straight? Sydney out on her own as we expected it to be, then it's going to be a real scrap for the minor places behind her. Tate is just starting to tread water in the home straight there, but it's Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone who's going to come through to make it 2 wins in the women's long hurdles. It's 50.32. Knight just took second place. It was tough out there. The wind was never going to make that easy, but the victory was never really in doubt. It was just a case of how quick and by how far. Well, the answer was almost 2 seconds, which in the 400 meters is a long, long way. It has to be said, though, that Knight has run her season's best, and Dalila Muhammad in the 52-second mark. So there's our winner. There's our slam winner, our final slam winner of the first Grand Slam track. As we said, if you're going to run that quick for 400 hurdles, of course you can run quick on the flat.
Yeah, being able to run 48 seconds in the flat 4 as a 4 hurdler is unheard of. She ran 22 seconds into a headwind in the 200 last season. So speed-wise, she's not even comparable to some of these women out here. So I think she may even surprise us later on in the year and say, look, I'm going to go to the World Championships and run the 4.
Or maybe the 800.
I don't know about that.
I would love to see her run an 800 or 2, but I don't know if she wants to.
But I mean, really, just going through the motions here and just securing the money, you know, it's an easy 400,000 for her if she goes through all 4 and dominates the way she's doing. But if she wants to really test herself and test some of the other competitors and show what she can do in other events, she's gonna jump in that long sprints and go against some of those other women in that 4 and that deuce.
Well, MJ enjoyed it. You may hear the party's already started here in the stadium. There was a big win that Cassandra Tate went through the first 300 meters. She must have only been about 4 or 5 meters behind her, but look where she finished in the end.
Long hurdles race 2. It's the 400 meters as we return here to Miami. Grand Slam Day 2. Go through the lane assignments. After being in lane 1 for the first race, Anna Hall gets a really big head start this time around out there in lane 8.
Yeah, I like her in lane 8. She can open up those big strides and really see what she can do. This is Andrenette Knight of Jamaica. She was second to Sid in the 400 hurdles, has run on 4x4 teams for Jamaica, so she is familiar with running good 400s.
And there's Shamir Little, who just missed out on the Olympic team, got gold in the 4x4. Some people thought because she tried to qualify in both the 400 and the hurdles, maybe cost her.
And here is the woman that a lot of people, one of the greatest athletes on the track. She's 3 times a world record holder over 400-meter hurdles, and she really wants to do special things in the 400 as well, John. So I think this gives her the opportunity to get the practice that it takes to be great at 400 meters as well.
As we said, she's the second fastest American ever in the flat 400 behind Sonia Richards-Ross. In there to lane 2, we've got Sarah Carley, twice an Olympian for Australia. She was 5th over the hurdles in the opening race here of their series, their 2 events.
And rounding out the field, Cassandra Tate, now 34 years old, has been a staple of part of the 400 hurdles for a really long time. Tough lane draw for her, but she has a lot of experience.
That's a tight curve for everybody when they got to go around. Once around, no hurdles. I figure what? Give us 50 seconds. It'll be the best 50 seconds of your day.
A bit of a long hold there, but they're away safely. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone moving up on Shamir Little, already out on the outside. We're watching for this battle for second place perhaps, and Anna Hall has started quickly down the back straight. Shamir Little now really moving up on Andrenette Knight as well. So Little's really getting into this. Sydney's got somebody to work off here, chasing Shamir Little, perhaps holding her through that first 200 meters. Maybe a little bit breezy down the back straight, and now the stagger starts to unwind. Anna Hall on the outside in 8. Right there with Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, but when they come into the home straight, that's going to turn into a 3, 4, 5 meter lead. And away she goes now. The speed and the strength and the poise, gliding down the home straight. Others are fighting behind her. Hall's trying to hang on ahead of Andrenette Knight. It's going to be Sydney to take it, 49.7, and Anna Hall gets second place. The gap here was small, whereas in the 400 meter hurdles, Andrenette Knight had 3.5 tenths, which is more like sort of 3 meters or so. Here, look at the gap. Hall fought hard. There's Sydney away, closest to the camera. Hall outleans, outdips Andrenette Knight, but the gap not big enough. This time, it was only 12 hundredths of a second, so it means the Jamaican will take second place.
I think Sydney looked pretty comfortable the entire way. 49.69 like that. I mean, that's something that she can feel happy about. What I like about Sydney is that the running position that she sets up in is very, very good. Very good range to the back, very good range to the front. Hips right in front of her. Very stable. You can do a lot of things with that type of running form. And she does do a lot of things with that kind of running form.
There's the champ, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone, and Sonia, every time I see, it's like you really want to see somebody push her and get a good race.
En la temporada 2025, Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone volvió a demostrar por qué no solo es la reina de los 400 metros con vallas, sino también una de las atletas más completas en la historia reciente del atletismo. En 2 escenarios distintos, Kingston y Miami, ofreció una exhibición que dejó claro que su dominio va mucho más allá de una sola especialidad. En el Grand Slam de Kingston, compitiendo en su prueba insignia, los 400 metros con vallas, Sydney enfrentó a un grupo de rivales experimentadas y peligrosas, la jamaicana Andrenette Knight, la veterana estadounidense Cassandra Tate y otras especialistas consolidadas. Además, las condiciones no eran ideales, el viento en contra hacía aún más exigente una prueba que ya de por sí requiere precisión técnica, ritmo perfecto entre obstáculos y resistencia extrema en la recta final. Sin embargo, desde los primeros metros quedó claro que la carrera tenía una sola protagonista. Mientras algunas rivales salieron agresivas, incluso forzando demasiado en los primeros 200 metros, Sydney mantuvo su característica combinación de control y potencia. Su paso por las vallas fue limpio, fluido, casi mecánico. En la última curva ya había construido una ventaja considerable, y en la recta final simplemente se dedicó a ampliar la diferencia. Su marca de 50.32 segundos, lograda en condiciones adversas, no solo fue una de las mejores del año, sino una declaración de autoridad. La diferencia cercana a los 2 segundos en una prueba de 400 metros es abismal. No fue solo una victoria, fue una demostración de superioridad técnica y física. Días después, en Miami, decidió competir en los 400 metros planos. Aquí no había vallas, no había margen para errores técnicos, solo velocidad pura, distribución inteligente del esfuerzo y resistencia máxima en los últimos 100 metros. Muchas veces se cuestiona si una especialista en vallas puede trasladar su nivel al plano. Sydney respondió con hechos. Enfrentó a atletas versátiles como Shamir Little, a la constante Andrenette Knight y a competidoras con experiencia olímpica. Desde la salida se mostró agresiva pero controlada. En la recta opuesta se colocó en posición estratégica, utilizando a sus rivales como referencia sin desgastarse en exceso. Al entrar en la última curva, el stagger comenzó a deshacerse y su figura emergió al frente con una zancada amplia y estable. Su postura, caderas altas, tronco firme, brazos compactos, refleja una técnica casi perfecta. En la recta final, mientras las demás luchaban contra el desgaste, Sydney parecía deslizarse. Cruzó la meta en 49.69 segundos, una marca extraordinaria que confirma que no es simplemente una vallista rápida, sino una corredora de 400 metros de élite mundial. La diferencia fue menor que en Kingston, pero el control visual de la carrera nunca estuvo en duda. El análisis comparativo de ambas actuaciones revela la dimensión real de su talento. En Kingston dominó gracias a su maestría técnica sobre las vallas, en Miami, gracias a su velocidad base y su capacidad aeróbica superior. En ambas pruebas se repiten patrones, inteligencia táctica, gestión impecable del ritmo y una fortaleza mental que transforma la presión en ventaja. Además, su impacto psicológico es evidente. Cuando Sydney está en la línea de salida, muchas competidoras parecen luchar por el segundo lugar. No se trata solo de tiempos, sino de presencia. Su historial como múltiple plusmarquista mundial en los 400 metros con vallas respalda esa aura. Cada carrera suya redefine el estándar. Lo más impresionante es que aún parece tener margen de crecimiento. Su capacidad para correr por debajo de 50 segundos en el plano y dominar en torno a los 50 en vallas abre interrogantes fascinantes. ¿Podría centrarse en el 400 plano en un gran campeonato? ¿Incluso explorar otras distancias? Sea cual sea la decisión, su versatilidad ya es incuestionable. En conclusión, estas dos victorias consecutivas no son episodios aislados, sino capítulos conectados de una misma narrativa, la de una atleta generacional que no solo gana, sino que transforma cada prueba en una lección de excelencia. Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone no está compitiendo únicamente contra sus rivales, está ampliando los límites de lo que se considera posible en los 400 metros femeninos.